Hey, welcome to the Mountain City Show. Today, me and Brett are going to argue a little bit about the classified documents found with Biden.
It's going to turn into an argument?
No, we might disagree a little bit, but
I knew I got out of bed for something in the morning.
So stick around and watch us talk. It'll be fun. All right, maybe we'll make you laugh.
All right. Now we're talking about the latest with these classified documents.
Yes.
You remember the big deal the Dems made with Trump, and of course he was president, so he could declassify documents if he wanted to.
Yes.
Which he did.
He did.
But remember when it all boiled over, they raided the Mar-a-Lago ranch or mansion.
Yeah.
I mean, they come at him with the full extent of the law. No, I never knew you was there.
I stood right out when I lived down there.
Yeah.
I stood right outside the gate.
Yeah. Did you wave to him?
He didn't own it at the time.
Oh,
It wasn't his.
whose was it?
I think it was the Post families.
Don't say some China.
You know, like the Post cereal
company. Oh yeah, yeah.
They're the ones who made that.
Oh, okay.
They're the ones who built it.
Okay.
I want to say it was in that family, but I can't remember because it was a long time ago.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm pretty sure though that's who it was. I think it was Mary something, Mary Wet something. Anyway, Post.
It don't matter.
Anyway, it was pretty cool, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing.
It looks like an amazing place.
It is.
So now we've got classified documents found at the Penn Biden Center in Washington, D.C. We got them found at his garage in Delaware, next to his Corvette.
Yeah, apparently I saw the interview with him, and apparently the Corvette was way more important than those documents.
Yeah.
Way more important.
Yeah, it's locked. Those documents are locked in that garage with my Corvette.
Yeah, my Corvette is locked up.
Yeah, it's locked.
Yeah, I know. I saw it.
Like he's got a fucking gold bar in the garage.
Shake your head like that Corvette.
And then there was a third document found, and I think in a home office, same residence. So
here's my question.
Where's the raids?
Before you go with that,
go ahead.
Before you go on to that, how does a career politician have a house on the beach in Delaware with vehicles and vets and money?
On a politician's salary is what you're saying. That's because they sell books. They sell books.
Yeah.
They speaking engagements. There's nothing underhanded going on here, Phil. Who are you kidding?
That's bullshit. I don't buy any of it.
I think his pillar's got the China red flag on it.
Yeah, I think it does too.
Well, first of all, the Biden Center, the Penn Biden Center, is in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
It's funded by the Chinese. It's funded through Chinese sources.
I saw that. How much they give them? It's like $50-some million.
They give them $54.6 million. It opened in 2018, and it's a think tank. Now, don't get me wrong. Nobody needs a fucking think tank more than Joe Biden. All right, because he's definitely not doing it on his own.
No, he needs to retire. But
all right,
there's something medically wrong with him.
But then they come out in the news and said that it was a mistake. It was they were mishandled. Whoops, sorry, we didn't mean to do it. But the law doesn't recognize that. The law has been broken. Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Correct.
Misplaced. We're talking classified material here. They're saying something about Ukraine is in there.
Well, if you remember back years ago when him and his boy Hunter were. Remember his son was put on an oil company in Ukraine? Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And he didn't do anything. He didn't have any qualifications. He was just put on the board to get a bunch of money.
Yeah, there's no educational degree to have him get
so
that
like
job.
their ties with Ukraine and then now funding this war, it's just a big
China,
monstrous.
They're in bed with China.
Oh, I believe that.
Come on. This is getting out of hand.
Yeah.
And but now it's the Dems, it's like, well, it's all downplayed now.
Yes.
Everything's being downplayed now because, it's no big deal.
Because he's one of our party in office.
First of all, it's a public building down there. It's open, lock closet or not, I don't give a shit. They're supposed to review and read and talk about these documents in a secure location. And I'm talking a soundproof such place.
Yeah.
What do they call them? SCIFs. Matter of fact, SCIFs can be put in their homes. If the president requests to have a skiff in their home so they can review classified documents, and that can be arranged. But there's no skiff in Joe's garage.
No, there's not. There's a Corvette, though, he keeps
All
talking
right?
about.
There's no skiff at the Penn Biden Center think tank. Man, that is a conflict in terms in my book.
See, I just
I'm
think
sorry.
I have a hard time believing that. I would say 90% of them are all corrupt.
Yeah,
all politicians. 90%.
Oh, I don't doubt that a bit, one way or another. Well, do you know a millionaire that might not have just a little bit of dirt under their fingernails?
Hey, here's the big question. Do you know a millionaire that doesn't work in the House of Representatives or the Senate?
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I know a millionaire that don't.
No millionaires. Like, it's not a millionaire. Like, it's just a regular dude.
Oh, you mean he's not a millionaire?
Yeah, he's not a millionaire.
We don't have no poor.
They're all wealthy.
Yeah,
every one of them.
There's no poor going on.
Doesn't matter the
United
party.
States,
it doesn't
Senate
matter
or
the
House of
party. They're
Representatives.
all wealthy.
So I don't doubt it, but then, but be careful what's in your own backyard before you start pointing the finger at your neighbor.
True.
All right.
I do
They
think
got him on tape criticizing, calling him irresponsible, and he is totally shocked. And then here's another thing. He comes out and says he didn't even know anything about it. It's a surprise to him. Well, how the hell did they get out of the damn White House? If it's such a... And what about these lawyers that found it? Do they have security clearance?
I will say this. In Biden's defense, it probably is surprising for him because he has no clue. He doesn't remember anything.
What about the people that found him? What's their security clearance?
I still think he has this little thing in his ear and people are telling him what to say.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind he read from a statement on this.
Yep.
He read right off a statement about this.
Yeah, I just honestly believe somebody's in his ear talking to him.
And then of course, when something like this happens over on their side of the fence over there, God help them over there, but you know what I mean. Then they come out of the woodwork. Here come the nuts out of the wood. Now it's planted. ABC News, which The View, that's part of the ABC News network.
I hate that
They
show.
claim now it's been planted. Now the shit's been planted. It's so convenient for Trump. It's too coincidental.
No.
Well, first of all, they were found last year.
Oh, and they were found right before the election.
Right before the midterm elections, they were found, and that was all hush hush.
Yeah, whoever I don't remember what agency found them, but then they wouldn't release it because of the elections, which is wrong.
Okay, and then this is all leaked to the press, and then all of a sudden now we're finding more.
Yep.
Would they even been found if this wasn't broke to the press? Would there even and the FBI and the Department of Justice is taking their word for it? Oh, we did a search. We don't have no more.
Yeah, right.
We're good. We're good over here.
Well,
nothing to see here. But why aren't they raiding? Why aren't they checking themselves?
They should.
Do we take the word to criminals now? I guess that there's no more stolen property in my basement. I've gave it all back.
They didn't do that to Trump. They didn't go raid all his homes.
Oh yeah, they did.
They only raided the one.
The Mar-a-Lago, yeah.
That was it. But how many homes does he have?
What did they raid Biden? What
Just
did they
his
raid?
His house, and then that center.
It wasn't raided. They were turned over by his lawyers.
Oh, yeah,
Nothing was raided.
Yeah.
There's no law enforcement present here. There's no search.
They gave him back where Trump refused.
Well, because they were declassified.
Oh,
He can declassify documents.
He can.
He's the president. The vice president can't.
So that means Biden could do the same thing with them documents that are there then, correct?
No, he cannot. He
Why?
cannot declassify because he doesn't have the power to declassify a document. The only
Well, then
document,
that would go with Trump too.
No, the president can do it. The president has the power to declassissify.
Well, he is the president.
No, he can't do it now. We're talking about when he was vice president, these documents are
2018.
These are vice president documents. We're not talking about them now.
Okay. Now I get it.
If now was the only thing against the law, we'd all be out of jail.
Yeah, right.
So, okay, he's the only one that can do that. All right? Biden doesn't have it. He doesn't have the power to do that. So, they were taken, frivolous, absent-minded. Who gives a shit? The law don't care.
Yeah, right.
They were taken.
They don't care.
Planted. Oh, there's another word.
Yeah, right.
Whatever.
Not buying that.
Absolutely. The only thing that Joe could have done as vice president as far as declassifying a document is one that he classified himself personally. That's the only thing he can declassify.
Understandable.
Now, the president can declassify anything that comes across his desk that he deems is not worthy of being classified.
I get that.
So all those that were found down there, and then of course this was back in November, and we're just now getting a special counsel assigned to. I just don't think any of this would have happened if it didn't break in the news.
Oh,
this
I
would have
agree.
been brushed under the rug.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like his laptop. Just like all. And I'm sorry, but all this seems to it's starting to mesh together here.
Snowballing.
It's starting to mesh together too.
It's snowballing, dude. And like it's getting so bad.
This was a bad week for the White House. Is all I got to say.
I just think that whole family is corrupt. I hate to say. I mean,
well, they're in bed with the Clintons. What do you expect?
Yeah, I think they're all corrupt, man. I think whoever the highest bidder is, and when they can make some money, they're all over it.
But they know. It just seems like, well, they've got the FBI, they've got the Department of Justice, they've got every law enforcement with an initial infiltrated with their beliefs, with their liberal beliefs, and all these investigations get swept under the rug.
Did you see how one girl came out with why she left the FBI?
Go ahead. I'm interested.
She did. She posted it. She was in the news. So she posted an article about why she left, and she just basically said it was turning into a political culture. Yeah, and she spent a lot of time in there,
and I'm sorry, but
a lot of years working, and she was upset about it. She's like, I had to leave. I couldn't, you know.
You're playing political.
She said it. She said it herself. She said 90% of the FBI, they're amazing, but 10%. It's absolutely atrocious, which affects the other 90%.
Yeah, you only need 1% as far as I'm concerned. It only takes one apple in the whole bunch.
She did. She wrote they interviewed her and they posted it on a lot of the news channels about why she left the FBI.
It's like a Secret Service police for the Democrats.
It's horrible.
Attack.
Should never be like that.
Attack.
Should never be like that.
The DOJ and the FBI should be their own entity. They shouldn't have nobody to answer to.
It usually doesn't work like that for the DOJ.
It's not a political organization.
Yeah, because he points who's in charge of that. So,
well, he appoints his AG too.
Yeah, well, yeah, he points the AG,
which could probably be the reason why we're only getting a special counsel now.
Yeah, like he nominates and then Congress will freaking approve whatever.
You're going to stick the dogs on your boss, Phil?
No. They're not going to do that.
I don't think he had no. Well, he had to. Now he had no choice. He
didn't have a choice.
Who is that? His name? Hare or who?
I can't remember. Guys.
Yeah, they did a special counsel for Biden, but it just keeps getting uglier and uglier and uglier. The more we learn about this administration, the more we just shake our heads.
And then
because he's throwing rocks at glass houses.
And then here's how I start looking at it. So whenever they released all those CIA documents from the JFK assassination, which pretty much
they had to.
Yeah, it pretty much says that the government was responsible for his death.
Well, we're getting to that. Yeah, over review, sure, and it just don't seem like the nut conspiracy. They're not quite so nuts anymore.
Well, no,
they?
But what I'm saying is it's snowballing. So meaning,
if
it was like that back in the '60s, how bad is that motherfucker now?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Hey, I'm just calling it like I see it. You wanted to discuss this?
How bad is that now? Like, how bad is the corruption with all of these freaking politicians? That's why I keep saying
that's time to clean house.
It's time to clean house and rewrite some of these laws.
And we need young blood in there. We need term limits. Term limits
is a big one.
Term limits is a huge one. I'm tired of these career politicians because once the more they're in there, the more power they get and the more influence they have and the more they get away with.
See, and here's the thing too. Like, I don't know how you would take a bill. So say we wanted to, you know how like Maryland did for marijuana, they put it on the ballot and everybody got to vote.
The public got to decide.
Right? So why can't we do the same thing with term limits on senators and House of Representative people? And because they're never going to fucking vote for it.
They're not going to vote for it because they don't want to put themselves out of a fucking job.
So how the fuck do you get that on the ballot nationwide so the American people can vote for that? Because them motherfuckers ain't going to do it themselves.
They're not going to do it.
So I don't know how you can do that.
They're not going to run themselves out of a job.
But I don't know how you do it. So somehow or another, you have to be able to do that.
The whole damn thing needs... the whole damn thing needs flushed. It needs cleaned out.
Checks and balances. That's everything the freaking Constitution was based on.
No, there's more checks and balances on one side than there is the other.
Yeah, there is. Well, yeah, when you're in control of certain entities.
Yeah,
it's
just the way it is.
You have the power to. We finally got
Pelosi out of there. And at least we can read a bill now for 2 days before we decide we want to pass it.
Oh, yeah.
You can't. We got to pass it before we read it.
The thing that still makes my blood boil about her is when Trump gave his speech and when he was finished, she tore it up behind him. And
That's
it was
just
the most
ridiculous.
Most disgraceful thing.
That's disrespectful to the commander in chief
and for everybody who voted for that man.
Yeah.
Just because you don't like him and agree with him,
doesn't
mean you act like that.
The only thing you got to do is look at her district. And her words are empty. They mean nothing to me.
Oh, yeah.
Her district is homeless. A fucking mess. And
They're all
that's
homeless.
San Francisco, by the way, in case anybody wants to know. It's a tent city.
Yeah.
You got the business owners bailing out because they have no law enforcement backing.
And she built walls around her house.
And we're getting off, but on a rant about one thing or the other. But the bottom line is there needs to be some checks and balances on both sides. One's treated differently than the other,
Yeah,
and
it is.
and we're talking about the same
And
law.
I will say, and it doesn't really switch now. It's like always the Democrats, it seems, because even when Trump was in office, he was a Republican. I mean, I've never seen so many horrible,
attacks
in my entire life.
attack.
Like, why would you? Like, here's the thing: why would you want that job? Would you want that job?
When he did it for free?
No. Would you want that?
No,
job?
absolutely not. And that man did it for nothing.
He did. He didn't even get paid.
He donated every paycheck.
I mean, it is such a horrible job with everybody attacking you that
All you got to do is look at
horrible job.
Look at before and after pictures of presidents
Obama.
when they took
He's a
office
good one.
to when they left office.
Obama's a good
There's
one.
definitely some age to him.
Oh man, Obama's a really good one.
I wouldn't.
But I
want
will
it.
say,
I wouldn't want it.
since they found those documents with Joe Biden and then Trump having similar situation, I think they're both just going to wash out.
I think it's going to wash out now. You can't hardly charge one and not the other now.
Yeah, right. And he's a sitting president right now, so
Yeah, Biden is.
Yeah,
Are you going to arrest
so
the president of the United States?
I don't think you can. Well,
you can.
Yeah, you probably can.
Sure, you can. He's not above the law.
Yeah, so it makes
But
they can convict him. We can turn around and pardon himself.
yeah, let's give him. Let's dismiss both. Let's get rid of it. Whatever.
Move on.
What anybody's resolve is, that's fine. All right, but let's just admit what the hell's happened here. Let's not double talk and give a political answer that, oh, well, one side's obstruction of justice and the other isn't.
I think they all did it.
It's just Schiff's like Adam
both
Schiff.
doing
He's
it.
terrible.
So just get rid of it. Move on.
But the law's been broken.
But I will
still,
say
by
this.
the way, Phil.
But I will say this.
Either
I think
way.
it's much more important for Biden to know what those documents were.
He claims he
Do you know
doesn't.
why?
He knows what they are.
Because of how his son and him were in bed with Ukraine and China.
Oh, he claims he has nothing to do with his son's business dealings.
Oh, yeah, it's a lie. We all know it's a lie.
I'm just pointing facts.
You know what I
here,
mean?
Phil.
Now, yeah, I know, but we all know it's a lie. If
Well,
you're
sure, it's a lie.
If you are a normal American with normal common sense, you can just know.
You know, if I thought I could have got a big oil job in Ukraine with no experience and no education, I'd have called a long goddamn time ago.
Oh, I'd have been all over.
I'd have been applying.
Yeah, me and me both.
How come I didn't get to apply?
I mean, I'll take $1 million a month.
I mean, don't they got to interview everybody before they make a pick?
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's union shit.
Yeah, right. You ain't getting that overseas, man. That shit only works here in the U.S.
Yeah, I want at least a fair shake. Who's this guy? He ain't even. He got out of the 6th grade and he's got powder on his nose
It only works in the
and
U.S.
child porn on his laptop. No, I'm
Yeah,
just
he's
kidding.
a wacko.
I'm just saying, it's just, and it just seems like, and the foreign money is just ridiculous.
Yeah, that shouldn't be allowed. You should not be allowed to take foreign money from anybody.
There definitely needs to be some accountability and house cleaning in Washington.
I agree with you.
All right.
Thanks for watching. If you could go to YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button. Doesn't cost nothing and helps with the algorithm. Thanks again.